Hey guys, welcome to the Ask It On Show, episode number 62. And today I'm going to be talking about B2B podcasting and content marketing. Stick around. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to be talking about why I'm going to be starting a B2B podcast, and that these sorts of videos are sort of at the last episodes of season 1 of the Ask It On Show. So unfortunately, it is what it is. So we're going to be moving on to potentially interviewing businesses and building content around specific challenges through that businesses face with content marketing, SEO, and things like that, and just they can also discuss their business, how they're different, giving a bit of promotion aspect to it as well. So I definitely want to start doing that, but also hopefully providing content that's going to be valuable to the wider audience, because I get a lot of calls on my ching phone all the time, and unfortunately the information that I give a lot of the time it just gets sort of sent to that particular, which is fine. They're calling up for advice. I'm giving advice to that company, and then after the end of the call, they're taking it and they're not sharing it around, and that's okay too. But I actually want to start. I actually want to start helping businesses and interviewing businesses and giving them an opportunity to allow them to take some takeaways that they're going to be meaningful to them, meaningful to the viewers, which is most important, and obviously meaningful to this podcast as well. So that's really what I want to start doing. And really what I'm going to be teaching is getting similar results to this. Ching! Alright, awesome. So once you can see us going from like 0 visitors a month to a blog, and seeing over 3,500 in a little over a year is really extraordinary results. And so it's actually not even that hard to actually do. So when there's no point in me continuously creating content, because all the content of season 1 of the Ask It On Show, I discuss a lot of these strategies, and it's really just people aren't really necessarily engaging with the content, necessarily even finding the content or watching the content. So I definitely want to start doing that more and more, because I think it's going to be a great way for these sorts of things to be more engaging. I think when you start interviewing people, when you're seeing two different sides of the story, a lot more people find that sort of context and that sort of content more engaging, more watchable, as well as I'm going to enjoy actually providing that content as well. So I'm going to enjoy also being a host and interviewing and listening and trying to provide helpful advice. And I really actually want to turn this into a more B2B podcast that's going to attract an audience quite extensive across Australia. So really it's only open for Australian businesses, and I think it's going to be great. So how do we do it? What sort of content we're going to create? Understanding the differences between, do I create content on this platform? Really understanding how to use the Google People Also Ask section, how to generate it, what it means for that particular business, and hopefully what it means for your business through your own takeaways of that content. So I've been looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be something that I've never done before. I'm still trying to work out the actual intricacies of actually getting it. Am I going to use Hangouts, or I'm going to use Facebook to sort of record the videos and post them up on live? But hopefully looking to change it up. And even if I only get out maybe 3 or 4 for the rest of the year, at least have the foundation in place for 2020. And also I want to put out there, as an online marketer, I want to know what other people would like. What sort of content would you want me to create? Like 12 plus years experience in digital, showing people how we generate more traffic to websites, I'm going to obviously be doing that through the podcast. But if you've got any ideas and suggestions about sort of how we can contextualize the content a little bit more to make it more engaging, to reach more of a wider audience, I definitely want to hear it, because really in this whole process of actually being a podcaster, I actually don't know a whole lot about the actual setup and strategy of the podcast itself, and what's going to work, what's not. I'm going to make a ton of mistakes. It's going to be fun to watch. So it's really just working out what's actually going to help the show, what's going to help the audience. I want the audience involved, continuously providing strategies and recommendations. I definitely actually want to hear that and learn from it. So if you're sitting there and you're watching this, how do I set up a B2B podcast? Leave me a comment below. Please subscribe so you can obviously be updated when new videos are posted. If you're interested, if you're an Australian business or you know of Australian business, why don't you just share this video with them? They can reach us at www.amigadigital.com.au or hello@amigadigital.com.au. Send us over their Australian business details, and we can definitely follow them up if we believe they're the sort of type of business that we want to talk to. But by and large, they would probably be that. And so really getting involved in that, in that setup, I think it's going to be something that I find quite interesting. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.